Here, and we'll call this meeting to order for June 9th. Do we have any public comment on items not on the agenda? All right, seeing none, Garrick is going to talk to us about on interlocal.
Yes, good morning. Could you give me a sign, Josh, if you could hear me, please?
I can hear you just fine.
Thank you. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties sharing my screen. The item I'm bringing to you is a request for the chair to sign an amendment to the 2018 interlocal agreement between the City of Missoula and Missoula County for the management of Fort Missoula Regional Park that will provide for regular management and maintenance by the city, Parks and Recreation Department of the Missoula County's former batting cage facility and grounds for the purpose of supporting operations and management recreation program services at Fort Missoula Regional Park. I'm going to take a moment and do the best I can verbally to explain where the Missoula batting cages is located for those that are not familiar. Missoula batting cages is located in between Community Medical Center and Fort Missoula Regional Park off of Fort Missoula Road. It is directly east of the maintenance facility for Fort Missoula Regional Park and directly south of the Watson's Children's Center. For a number of years, this parcel has been used as a lease site for batting cage operations. The former leaseholder of the batting cage facility has ceased use of the site and has removed all equipment as of September 2019. In looking at the future use of this site, it was determined that the highest and best use was to partner with the City of Missoula Parks and Recreation Department to help support operations and management of Fort Missoula Regional Park. The 2018 interlocal amendment does support for amendments to the document. And the purpose of this will be to help support maintenance operations of the park and any future growth for outdoor recreational programming, such as pickleball courts, tennis courts, hard surface games, and others. The City of Missoula agrees to incur all costs of site maintenance and operation of the leased parcel. And this request is supported by the Parks, Trails, and Open Lands Program, the City of Missoula Parks and Recreation Department, as well as the City of Missoula's City Council. Are there any questions or points that need clarified?
No, thanks for your work on this. This has been a long time in coming.
Thank you.
I guess if there's no other questions, I would move that we authorize the chair to sign the amendment to the interlocal.
It looks like someone just called in. Is there another person on the line?
Yeah, this is Ellen. I'm sorry, I couldn't get in.
Okay.
Welcome.
Did Ellen have any comments on this the batting cage, or the amendment rather?
No, mine is on Dr. Christensen's.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, is this Ellen Leahy?
Yes, hi.
Yes.
Oh, it's, gosh, Ellen, it didn't sound like you at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do sound different, Ellen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got some allergies.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
That's what they always say. Just some allergies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Dave, did you motion?
I think I did.
Okay, I second then.
All right, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you for stopping in, Garrick.
Yes, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Okay, Nicole and Thomas. Nicole, are you still out there?
See Nicole here. Can't hear your audio, Nicole. I think you might be muted.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so good morning. I'm here with Silixa, which is a company that develops fiber optic systems for environmental monitoring and acoustic sensing. And I'm here with them because it's time for new Big Sky Trust Fund job creation grant applications. The next deadline is June 17th. So this is my one new applicant, Silixa. They are really cool company. I'm really excited about them. And I have Thomas Coleman here who's gonna give you kind of an overview about their company and explain what they do and the types of jobs they're planning on creating. I will just say that I've reviewed their hiring plan. These are all highly paid jobs. They're planning to create about 10 over the next 2 years here in Missoula. They're mostly engineering and technical positions with a few, with one accounting position and some software engineering thrown in there. So it's a good mix of really highly paid positions. And I'll turn it over to Thomas now, who can tell you more about the company itself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nicole. I have a few slides here I put together that I can share. That might make things a bit easier. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I thought I would just give a quick overview of what our company does to give you some background, and then regarding some of the positions that we're planning to create. So Silixa, we're a fiber optic sensor manufacturer founded in 2007 in London in the United Kingdom, and we do there primarily our sensor R&D, manufacturing, software engineering, and manage global projects. We opened an office in Houston in 2011, and then in 2019 we opened our office in Missoula. A couple of us were operating as independent sort of consultants based in Kalispell before then. In our office here, we primarily focus on environmental and infrastructure applications of the company's technology, as well as application R&D, sensor and deployment engineering, and installations of fiber optic cable in our sensing systems, as well as like temporary deployments and surveys, as well as data analysis. So just have a couple images. So it's really we manufacture what are called distributed fiber optic sensors. Here's just kind of an image of some of our R&D facilities where we transform an optical fiber, which we normally think of as being something that's used for telecommunications. So we use this optical fiber, we turn it into an array of sensing elements. So I have kind of a graphic here. So what we make are these sort of boxes. That's a sensor that plugs into an optical fiber, and we send pulses of laser light down the fiber and measure this natural backscattered laser light, and then transform. We turn this fiber into an array of temperature sensors or an array of acoustic sensors or microphones. So up to 40,000 discrete measurement points over many tens of kilometers. So our Missoula office in 2019, here's just a map of our client locations and projects, a lot more project locations than this, but these are where our clients are located. So pretty much 100% of our revenue comes from out of state. And I think we're growing our focus is North America, but we're also growing our presence here outside of North America as well. And our facilities around West Broadway Street, we have sort of a mixed use space with several offices and sort of a warehouse slash manufacturing space. And yeah, the projects the sectors we're targeting for growth here are our environmental monitoring. We do quite a bit now for hydrology, hydrogeology, glaciology, climate change. We have several systems installed right now in Antarctica. We work on carbon capture and storage projects, which through installing fiber optic cable in deep well bores, such as the image on the right here, that's cable being installed in a 1 kilometer deep borehole that we're using for monitoring. Hydroelectric embankment dams, including in hydroelectric dams. We have several installations in British Columbia that we work on. EGS, which is enhanced geothermal systems, as well as what we call an intelligent infrastructure, whereas we can, a dark fiber application might be where we take one of our sensors and we plug it into an existing telecoms installation and we sort of transform that into an array of sensors. And there are tons and tons of what we call smart cities applications where, we could monitor traffic, maybe make virtual way stations. There's tons of different things you can do. So these are areas we're exploring to develop, as well as retrofit applications where we're installing fiber optic cable to sort of existing infrastructure to monitor this infrastructure. So we have a few projects and we're looking to expand in these areas where we're monitoring critical banking infrastructure and petrochemical infrastructure, these sorts of things. So right now we have a total of 7 employees here in Missoula, so we're pretty small, and we're looking to grow over the next few years. And it really our growth plan is really dictated by how good of a job we do here with growing our company. So right now we're looking at 2018, 2019 historical, and then we're hoping at the end of this 2-year period to be a little bit over $1.1 million in total payroll here in Missoula. But like I said, it really comes down to how good of a job we do. The markets are there for the technology, but they're also the technology we make is so novel that we have to do a lot of work introducing it to these new sectors. So yeah, I think that's everything I had to kind of give you a summary of the company. And any questions? Oh, wait, I have one more slide. I'm sorry. So I have a summary of just what some of the positions we're looking to create here in Missoula are. So we have roles that are a field engineer, which is a really technical role where we work on these fiber optic cable installations and surveys, as well as data acquisition, geophysicist, sales and project engineer roles, software engineer, accountant, and optoelectronics engineer, which is somebody who actually works on repair and troubleshooting of the sensors. And then a kind of a summary of the salary and benefits on the right. So now that's everything I have.
Thomas, when did you guys move to Missoula?
January of last year.
Nice. So I'm just curious why.
I'm from Montana, and I somehow managed to talk the company into opening an office here.
Nice job.
So like living here, and yeah, I think it's a good place to grow, and it's something quite different.
Thomas, this is Dave Strohmeyer. Besides your own personal connection here, what do you see as some of the strategic advantages to growing your company here in Missoula, Montana?
Well, I mean, so we're lucky in the type of work we do. We won't ever have like a really a local client base. I mean, we really our clients are spread out across North America and the world. So we natively have some flexibility with where we operate. But Missoula, I mean, it's the draw of the community and the town. I mean, I think that's something that if we can be based here, that's a competitive advantage to hiring for us for either people that are already living here, but also, some roles I'm sure we'll have to hire from out of state, certain roles. But right now, I think we have 5 grads that work for the company. And so,
John,
yeah, that's the biggest role.
I'd love to quote you on that in the future. That's a great thing. You just said that being located here offers you a hiring advantage. That's a great thing.
Yeah, where's the media when you need them? They're hiring grads.
Right.
And also just to add oomph to the notion that economic development is done by creating a wonderful place, not through massive tax abatement. But
yeah,
we create a place, and people like you want to live here and bring your company here. Means that when we take steps to increase the wonderfulness of where we live, it is actually economic development.
And I was pleased to see your benefits package. So besides just salary, it's always heartening to see employers offer health insurance and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have to be, both nationally and globally competitive in these areas.
Thomas, how has COVID affected your business?
So we've had quite a few delays with projects and installations, but we haven't had any cancellations because mostly what we're working on are either very high level sort of research projects with, that are federally funded, or infrastructure projects where, they're not subject to some of these, downturns in the markets, or, it's a long-term outlook. But right now we've had lots of installations delayed, so we're getting sort of a pileup of work for late in the year, early next year. So we're going to have a little bit of a challenge just making sure we can efficiently deliver on everything in time. But
great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for choosing to come to Missoula County.
Oh, thank you very much, and for the opportunity for Nicole and I to present here and apply for this program.
Well, you've checked all of Nicole's boxes. I move to approve the resolution authorizing the application to Big Sky Economic Development Trust Fund on behalf of Silixa.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks so much, Thomas.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicole. All right, Ellen, you're the world's busiest human, I'm sure. Current world.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I can't imagine.
So this is just an every 2-year contract with our also very busy. Our medical advisor for the department is an infectious disease specialist, Dr. David Christensen. He is primarily employed at Providence, St. Patrick's, but has served as our medical advisor for over a decade now. He does serve in that role as under an employee contract, which allows us to indemnify him because we aren't contracting with his employer, we're contracting with him directly. And so this is the contract for the next 2-year period.
So this must, clearly the guy, as you mentioned, has a day job, because this would be the most screaming deal ever for an annual salary of a medical doctor.
Yes, I know. It's not even really at retainer level. So he's, it's really wonderful of him to help us. And then we have years where we don't interact very much. And then this year he is just with us often. Also his colleagues who we do not have contracts with, if we have an immediate need, his colleagues do respond for us. So it's really excellent.
Okay, I would move that we approve the 2-year employment contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Thanks for coming by, Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Dare with Animal Control.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Great. This is also a professional services agreement. Hopefully you have it in front of you. It's a professional services agreement with Missoula Veterinary Clinic. It's a 2-year agreement. It's time to renew it. They are our basic go-to veterinarian here in town, and it's just time to renew the contract. We do business with a lot of vets in town, but this is where we do the majority of our business, and it's because they can handle the workload.
Great.
I don't have any questions. Sounds pretty straightforward. How are you guys doing? As an aside,
you know, it's been different, that's for sure. You know, we've been able to still adopt animals. We do it by appointment only. We've even had spay-neuter clinics and vaccination clinics, and that's all done by appointment only, and they have to be prepaid over the phone. And we basically have been running a curbside service where we take the animal out to the people, and then if somebody wants to adopt an animal and they want to come see it, we will set up an appointment and take the animal out to our outside yard, and they can interact with the animal in the yard. And then we just try to really minimize everything we can. We have a really nice screen shield for our staff in the front. The things that we've really, cut out since COVID is, people can't come into the building and look at animals, and they can't, come in and take an animal for a walk and things like that. But I don't know if it's COVID related or not. I think it is. The population of our animals is way lower than what it normally is this time of year, which is good. So I guess people being at home with their animals, they're keeping a closer eye on them, and they're not getting out and about, I guess. So we've been down as few as 5 dogs, where normally right now we have 30. So it's definitely been different, but we've been able to function. So I think the hardest thing for us is trying to social distance with employees. We have kind of a tight space out here, and it's sometimes kind of hard to not be close to someone. Everybody uses the copy machine and things like that. So it's really hard to social distance with employees, but we've been making it work.
Yeah, I think right before this all hit, you guys were had some struggles with staffing, right?
Yes.
So is everyone recovered and back on schedule?
Yeah, everyone's recovered. We hired a new person. That's not a new position, but we filled a position that had been vacant. I had lost 2 of my 5 shelter attendants, and then one of my shelter attendants went down with an illness, so I was down to 2 shelter attendants. So luckily everything kind of worked out. I hate to say there's a positive side to COVID, but closing the door and having less animals allowed us to make it through that short staff period. And we're about full staffed, and we're ready to hopefully get back to normal sometime soon.
Thanks for the indulging me with the update.
Yeah, you bet.
I move to approve the professional service agreement. Oops,
Second.
is that what this is called? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
I'll second that.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you bet.
you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, keep up the good
Bye-bye.
work.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. Yeah, you bet. Have a good day.
All right.
You too.
Hey, our very own Sarah Bell.
Good morning, commissioners.
Hey, Lauren.
I have 2 different boards that have June terms that are expiring that we need to appoint new members to. And so the first one is Missoula Aging Services Governing Board. And there are 4 terms that are ending on June 30th. And we also have 1 resignation. 4 of the terms that are ending, 3 of those members are eligible for reappointment, and they've all submitted their letters of interest to be reappointed. one, Leslie Halligan, is terming out, so we'll need to fill her seat. And then the resignation will need to fill Keith Anderson's seat for the remainder year of his term. So we received 2 applications that were recruited for by the Missoula Aging Services Board and staff there. You interviewed with Kim McKelvey and Deb Lawton. Kim previously served on the board back in 2007 for about 5 years. And then Deb Lawton has also served on the Finance Committee for Missoula Aging Services, and she has a background of CPA. So in short, we need to reappoint the 3 members who are eligible for reappointment. And then if you feel the candidates are appropriate, we would need to appoint them to the 2 vacancies.
And do we need to determine which of the 2, Kim or Deb, fills the shorter or longer term?
Yes, we do. So we have a full 3-year term that needs to be filled, and then the remainder of Keith's term, which is 1 year.
And eligible for an application for a second one?
Correct, yeah. So any partial terms on this board don't count against your term.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Great.
definitely eligible.
Susan's not on the call, is she? It would be great to.
No, she's not.
I mean,
Go ahead, Josh.
I would say it seems that given that you're eligible for another term afterwards, that they're not that different from one another. They're only moderately different.
Correct, yeah. So whoever has the 1-year term will just need to submit a letter of interest if they wish to continue serving next year during the same time.
Yeah, I mean, they're both solid candidates, so I have no good justification for appointing one to the 1 and one to the 3-year term.
Is there, yeah, I was gonna say, do they have a preference? But that doesn't matter either. Okay, yes, yours, Dave, go ahead.
Well, this isn't much of a rationale, but Deb has been serving on the Finance Committee. So is that strong enough reason to appoint her to the 3-year term and Kim to the 1-year term? I don't know.
Juan, do you have any insight? Because you serve on the board and have been part of their meetings.
I don't, especially I'm not part of the finance, but both of them are excellent candidates. So, Dave, if that's your motion, I'll totally support it. Yeah.
Okay, what the heck? So I would move that we appoint the 3 folks who would continue to serve on the board, reappoint them, and then appoint Kim to the 1-year term to fill out this other individual's term, and appoint Deb to the board to fill the 3-year term.
Second.
Sounds fantastic. Great. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We're lucky to have them.
Yes, we are. Thank you. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah. So the next board is the Tom Green Memorial Park Advisory Board or group. So this is a group of folks that live up near the Rattlesnake area, and there's a chunk of land that's actually owned by the county. And so this group of people manage that little piece of land. They have to live within the area, and it's kind of a grassroots little group of people. And we turned it into more of an established board about 3 years ago. So we have 3 terms that are up for renewal, and we did not receive any new applications for these positions. We did receive letters of interest from all 3 members that they would like to continue serving. So we have Morgan Valiant, Tom Javins, and Martin Oakland. So the motion is pretty simple, to just reappoint all 3 of them to another 3-year term, and they are all eligible.
Great. I don't have any comments on this either. These are, yeah, they're fantastic. So I motion to reappoint Morgan Valiant, Tom Javins, and Martin Oakland.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's great.
Gosh, I just felt like we just talked about that just a few months ago, but I guess.
Yeah, Tom Green.
Yeah.
There's some talented people on that board. That's
yeah, they're lucky.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any correspondence? All right, seeing none. Sarah, if you're still out there, what do you have to say on this discussion item about review of Onboard, our new board membership platform? What do you think?
Right, so I'm gonna try and share my screen. And everybody see that okay?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you recall, last year or at the beginning of this fiscal year, you approved a new program for board management, which is called Onboard. Years past, we managed our boards through file cabinets, sticky notes, random a program that was inefficient. And so we researched and found Onboard, which seemed to meet the needs of the county. So it's out there now and it's ready to be used by public users as well as staff, not only in our office, but also elections, community planning services, and the health department. So I just wanted to let you know it's out there and it's user-friendly from our Missoula County website. So if you go to missoulacounty.us and go to our community tab, it still looks the same. However, all of these board links actually link to our Onboard platform. So you can learn about the board here and be linked to additional supporting documents, which are all housed in SharePoint and can be accessed by the different departments that need this information. And so we also can see the board membership here, and we can drill down a little bit more, which is really helpful for staff and people who serve on the board to see where they're at with their terms and how many terms they've served in the past. And this is probably one of the selling points to me on this program, because it really helps put a picture out there of where people are at with their membership, so you know if they're termed out. And if elections is trying to look up a community council member, they can see how many terms they've served on their boards. And one new thing that we have because of Onboard is the fact that we have membership for the special districts, and it's posted online, which we've never had for any of our special districts. Special districts were definitely one of those areas that were kind of gray and fuzzy. We get membership rosters from the special districts and they live in binders at the elections department. And last year we elections scanned them all and put them into SharePoint, and through compiling everything in SharePoint, it made it easy to then update the special district information on the website and on Onboard. So now each special district, you can track membership and see the timeline of their board seats. And so the folks who serve on these special districts can go to our website and see where they sit for membership, or the secretaries of those boards can refer to it as well. So I just wanted to let you know how to access the tool, let you know that it's here on our website. Special districts can be found again from the community tab. You can search any of the boards, any of the community councils, and any of the special districts, and see their membership and what terms they've served. So for instance, recently you interviewed John at the Sealy Swan Hospital District. If you are curious what that district does and who's on it before the board interview, if you had more questions, you could click here and pull up the hospital district. You can see their bylaws, which is really kind of the document that tells you everything about those special districts. And you can also see the current membership and the timeline of the membership. So you have a little bit of reference to go off of rather than just notes or random papers and documents. And then it also tracks terms efficiently, and on the term tracker here, time or an overlap, it stands out. So so we make sure that we appoint people to the correct terms.
Hey,
This is
Sarah.
amazing. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
This is great. So do you get any sort of notification in advance if terms are going to expire soon?
I do, and there's different settings that you can set up with onboard, and there's a way you can notify the members, and there's a way that I can get a notification. And then I also have notifications set up when we receive an application. So on our website, if someone wants to apply for a board, it also takes, so they can just click apply for a board here on our main page, and it takes them to the onboard application, and it shows what boards are currently open to applications. And then when someone fills out an application, I get an email saying that we have a new application. I open it up and then I contact the folks. And then one other really awesome part about onboard is that when someone fills out an application and they're then appointed to a board, that information directly transfers into a profile, a member profile. So it reduces the error of data entry from one form to another. So it takes information the member has filled out about themselves, transfers it into a member profile, and then we appoint it to the board that they've been appointed to.
So this is actually an example of government efficiency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well done.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was an affordable, from what I'm understanding, very affordable on software as well.
Well, that's great to hear.
I concur with the affordable part.
Do school boards use this, or I mean, this is just, yeah, amazing.
No, we don't use it. We don't really interact with school boards at all. So, no.
They're elected too.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yep. No, this is awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
I would just add kudos to Sarah Bell for all of her hard work getting this in and set up. Nice work, Sarah Bell.
And thanks for supporting the project. It will save countless hours and confusion amongst staff, and it will also make boards something that you can train other people in the office to understand and be aware of. Previously, boards have been just such kind of a little niche where one person knows the members and they know the membership and they know how they file things in the file cabinet. So it's made it difficult to train anyone else in the office about board membership. And so this program will really make it more user-friendly amongst other staff in the office, and it can be more of a team effort to make sure that boards are adequately served like they should be.
Oh.
Jason, you said it was super affordable. What are we talking about? How much? Or
I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000 a year, maybe even a little bit less. Like really cheap compared to some of those six-figure packages.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, and Sarah did a great job with that. I think I'm excited to see this. I think it's a great system.
I think it'll be really beneficial for the long term and really increase our communication with the board members so that they realize we know what we're talking about and we have our ducks in a row. So we don't have to dig through a membership file to figure out how many terms they've served before interviewing them.
I wonder if this would be something worth rolling out or presenting at our next all community council meeting that I think we have sometime this month, maybe.
We
do. I think that's a great idea, Dave.
Yep.
$3,200.
Wow.
Almost as much as a medical doctor at the health department. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have anything interesting on review of board meetings and upcoming meetings?
The all community council meeting on June what? 17th, 15th? I don't know.
It's June 24th.
Oh, 24th. Okay.
And Cindy Farr will be joining that meeting as well. Dave, did you want me to reach out to Shane Stack and ask him to join? That was, I mentioned in an email quite a while back, but.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, was there a specific topic we thought about including Shane in on, or just to have them available to answer questions, or?
I think just have them available because everyone's going to be upset about their roads, and dust
Right.
will be happening hopefully by late June, and
Yep.
Yeah.
trees and
with that.
Yeah,
maintenance.
why not?
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Any new COVID flooding or fire things?
Locusts.
I don't believe there are any right now. No,
No locusts?
no locusts.
I did hear on the Montana Public Radio News this morning a prediction for an above average fire season.
Boy.
It's worse. Yeah. Okay, there's nothing. It looks like we were done. We're done.
Awesome.